to this computer. Keep doing what I'm used to. Okay. So, hi friends, happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a good day. Yeah, they know we're on. I'm just gonna keep going, right? I hope everybody's having a good day. So, I wanted to do a little training on the do's and don'ts of social media, kind of when you're new here. Not even when you're new here. Sometimes we all need a little refresher course too, because things happen. Amanda is like an amazing wealth of knowledge. She like pours into learning all of the new hacks and techniques of social media. So sometimes like what I think doesn't work, she's like, I don't know, actually that does work now. I'm like, okay, thank God you're here. Like, cause she does all these trainings and she's actually doing a huge training tomorrow on AI with Fraser Brooks. It's like a 6-hour training. And then she's going to do our team training next week and kind of teach you how AI can really like make your life a lot easier. Apparently, it helps you like make content in an hour instead of like 10 hours. And I'm like, okay, say more things like that. Say more things like that. So she's going to give us all the goods on that next week. So definitely make sure that you're on next week too, just in case anybody pops off. Okay, good. I was waiting for Yvonne. Did you message Edith Christie just so maybe she pops on too? No? Maybe you should. Just so she can pop on whenever, if she can. If not, that's okay too. I'm sure she might be
I'll
working.
message her, but I think she's working, but I'll send her a message.
Either way, we can send her the replay. She watches them all. She's good about that. Okay. So first and foremost, I just want to touch on a couple of things. I made a little bit of a list. I have a very large list, and then I made like a little bit of a smaller off to the side list. Oh, I lost it currently. Hold on, here it is. Okay. First thing I wanted to tell everybody is to be original. Okay, be original. Like I know in the beginning, you're looking to other leaders for inspiration. You don't really know what to do. You don't really know which direction to go. And you're like, okay, I don't really know where to start. So you're looking towards other leaders. And maybe you're seeing me. Maybe you're seeing Jenny Parker. Maybe you're seeing Amanda. Maybe you're seeing Dara Lynn and Kayla. While we all are doing our own thing, you have to find what works for you. You have to be original. You have to be authentic to who you are. So like, if you are not here for weight loss, don't try and sell weight loss. Like, don't do that to yourself, right? If you're here for mental health, you have to be willing to talk about your mental health and your struggles and the things that you're going through and the things that you're trying to maybe overcome. If you are here because, sorry, there's something in my eye all of a sudden. If you are here, maybe you are, maybe you were here for, you had an accident, you're in pain and you're here for pain relief. There's a lot of people that are, I can't say that like, publicly, but you need to maybe share your journey about that and how you wanted to come to plant medicine instead of like prescription medication. I know a lot of us have maybe gone down that route as well. I know a lot of us have struggled with addiction, and I know that this company has helped us, with a lot of that. So you need to just be original to who you are, be real, be authentic. Definitely look to others for inspiration. I will say that we have daily tasks that we do in the Gummy Gang every day, and I don't want you guys to get stressed out about them. Like, if it says to go live and you're not ready to go live, that is absolutely okay. It is just a suggestion, guys, okay? Like, it is a suggestion. Again, I want you to be authentic and I want you to be real. If you didn't buy a drink package and selling like a drink doesn't speak to your brand, then what does speak to your brand? If you don't know what your brand is, that is absolutely okay. We can also go through that. I can get you, I can talk you through that after this whole like do's and don'ts of social media. And even not after I just get through my little list, we can talk about how you can kind of figure out what your brand is. Okay, like the other thing, I just want you to be real, be raw, be you, even if it takes like baby steps. I know like not everybody's willing to just share everything and pour their heart out right away, but you take baby steps. You do little things. You share little things that like, okay, like I'm gonna give a perfect example. Vibe High and Chill was like my first thing that I started taking, and like day one, I realized I didn't yell at my kids very much. I got a lot of things done. I was very like chill about everything. When my kids spilled and made a mess everywhere, I didn't lose my shit. And I was like, what's happening today? It's a weird day. I'm not going to yell about this. All right. All right. We can try this on. So I shared that. I was like, hey guys, so I didn't yell at my kid today when he did this. And you guys know that this would normally trigger me. Now I had like a different community, but that I had already been sharing a little bit of my struggles like with, because I used to sell clothes online. But that doesn't mean that like your community doesn't know maybe what you're already going through. You know, I have no idea. So it's just always a good place to kind of maybe just share how you feel like the week after you get products and you start products. Kind of document your journey. I think a lot of times here when we start our products, a lot of people are expecting to feel like these crazy effects like, oh my God, I'm going to feel amazing. I'm going to feel like, you know, just over the moon, fantastic. And that doesn't always happen for everybody because some people's systems are really, really depleted. Some people are really, really struggling. Some people have got a lot of heavy metal toxins in them and they don't even realize it, you know? Sometimes it takes some people some time to really feel it. But I will say that Jenny said it, I don't know, I was watching her live, I think it was last night, that she said that CBD and nootropics really help you to notice the absence of like the pain. So take note in that if you're new, like if you know that like this, your back really used to hurt all the time and you've been on the products now for 4 days and like that pain is actually really manageable and you don't feel like you need to sit on your heating pad, talk about that. That's a big deal, right? You know, like that's like it's the absence of. That's really what CBD helps you do. It helps you to like fuel that system that is so depleted. And, you know, anyways, I'm not talking about that. I'm not educating on that tonight. I'm trying to just do do's and don'ts of social media. But I just wanted to say, be raw, be real, maybe document your journey and write down things that like you used to struggle with and like see this every day. Like maybe today you did this differently. So you can go back in like 3 weeks and be like, oh shit, I have come a long way, because sometimes we don't even see how far we've come because we constantly look at ourselves and we're constantly judging ourselves. So sometimes it's really good to document like the good moments that you have every day, just so you can see like, oh, wow, I have made a lot of changes in this amount of time. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, these products aren't working. And then I'm like, I'll be fine if I don't take CBD. And guess what happens? I'm not fine. I feel terrible. It's not great. I hurt myself, and not hurt myself, but like, you know, I'm not helping myself by like by depleting my system, stuff like that. So anywho, moving on. Next don't of social media. We do not copy and paste. Please don't copy and paste anything. If you're copying, pasting your links, that's fine. If you're copying, pasting how to shop to people, another thing, that is totally fine. You don't need to type that out every single time, friends. I don't expect you to. But again, we do expect you to have real, raw, authentic conversations with people, right? Something that I know some I've seen in the past, not anytime recently from anybody, but there have been other people in the past who will go and they'll resonate with a post that one of us made, and they will copy and paste the post that like took me or Jenny hours maybe to write. They'll copy and paste it like it's their own words with a picture of themselves and not give Jenny or myself any credit. Now, it's not that I need credit for something, but the point is that like, you can't just copy and paste somebody else's words. It's plagiarism. If you did it out of a book, you know, and tried to be like, oh, I wrote this, you can't do that. It's plagiarism, right? Your professors would flag you for doing things like that. So just make sure that you're not plagiarizing, so to speak. Make sure that you're actually being, you know, you're writing your own things. If you resonate with something that someone else wrote, maybe take a little part of like what Jenny wrote and be like, my friend Jenny like wrote this on a post that she made the other day, and I really resonated with what she said here. And then you can talk about why you resonated with what she said. You know what I'm saying? So there's always a way to like relate yourself to other people. Give the person the credit that they deserve for maybe bringing something to your light, to your attention, and just be mindful, you know, like you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. Yes, it's very flattering. I love the fact that somebody wants to share what I wrote, but I also like why do you want to share what I wrote? Like, you didn't walk the same shoes that I walked, right? You've walked a totally different path than I've walked. So just make sure that you talk about the path that you walk. Again, it comes back to being real and authentic. Another thing that I want to talk about, sorry, I just wanted to make sure I touched on everything. Oh, the other thing I was going to say is if you wanted to share somebody's post, I was missing something. So like, let's say that I wrote a post that you really, really like. Don't share it to your main like profile. Share it to your story. Why? Because A, it gives like the person like who wrote it the credit, and then people see it in your story and it doesn't clog up your feed. You want your feed to be pretty, friends. You know, that's where people come to like really get a feel for who you are. And if it's full of shared memes and videos that have no relation to anything that like anything about your brand, you're wasting your own time. You know, you don't want to do that. You don't want to clog up that feed. You want that feed to be pretty and people be like, oh, I just love her posts. They really resonate with me and they want to read more. They don't want to see more cat videos, you know, whatever it is. So the cat videos, if you're going to share, if there's a funny one and there's something that made you piss your pants and you're like, I got to share this with the world, put that in your story, because maybe they'll just want to laugh in their stories too. Right. And it's gone in 24 hours and it doesn't clog up anything. That's a great place to share. Not 1,000 of them, like one, like not a bunch. And if you're going to share again, make sure it's something that like resonates with you or really brought a smile to your face and be like, this made me laugh so hard. And I just thought maybe the rest of the world could use a laugh too, you know, and then always bring a call to action to it. Like, you know, put a little question box to be like, did this make you smile? And hopefully somebody will comment on it and some people will comment on it and you can start interacting with those people, right? Like they give you, like they open the door a little bit. So moving on from there, next thing, we are not doctors, friends. Okay. So when you are posting, you cannot say that we cure, treat, anything like that. Do not name diseases. You can describe things. You got to describe things. Okay. I think the best way, obviously I talk about anxiety a lot, but I use racing thoughts. I use overwhelmed mama. I use, like my emotions getting the best of me. I use different ways to describe my anxiety. And to be honest, when I say that, more people can relate because they're like, yeah, I know exactly what you feel, what you're saying by like your emotions getting the best of you. That happens to me too, right? But if you just say anxiety, like it categorizes you. One, we can't say it because we're not treating, curing anything, but we may help minimize some of the symptoms that you feel when you have certain anxious moments, right? So but you can't say anxiety, okay? You can't say like things like that. You can't say, you know, like pain. That's a really hard one. Inflammation. That's a really hard one. You can't say this helps with inflammation. You're really not supposed to say that, right? Right? I'm right about that one. So that's one that like, if you're going to talk about how CBD really does help with inflammation, that's more of a private conversation. You don't really want to put that in like a main post somewhere, right? That's more of like, Jenny, if you want to unmute yourself, I can tell.
Full disclosure here, like I totally went live last night and I straight up was like, it'll help you with your inflammation. It'll help you with your pain. You got gastroparesis, you have IBS, you have this, you have that. You should look at this. And like, I immediately clipped after that with, by the way, I'm not a doctor. You should go to Dr. Google. I'm just your average girl next door, whatever. But like, truth be told, that's absolutely what I did was absolutely illegal. And I just found that out. Like, it's illegal to say that. Yeah. And it is insane to me that it is illegal because the reason it's illegal is because there's like, because it actually works and they don't want to know it because they can't make money on it because they never capitalized on patent 6630507 anyway. But you know. Anyways, yes, that's illegal, so don't say it. But if you do, make sure you like quickly are like, by the way, hey, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just somebody random, so make sure you.
I'm not a doctor. It's always okay. It's not okay to like, if you're saying it in a private message, it's not on someone's like public platform. It's like, look, I used to be in a lot of pain in my back. And since I started taking these drops, that pain is no longer there. If you're saying that in a private message, it's totally fine. Can you put that on a post on like Facebook? Not so much. You could say like, I used to sit on a heating pad every day. I was really uncomfortable a lot. I was always tight in my shoulder area and I just felt like I could never get any relief. These are really like good ways to kind of describe the pain that you're feeling, right? So you just have to just like describe it, don't name it. That's really like what we kind of talk about. Yes. And then we do have like a disclaimer, a product disclaimer, and an income disclosure disclaimer that you're supposed to put on any post that you talk about product in. Do I do it? No, I don't. I think it's kind of tacky. Like on your post, like, right? They don't want us to. We're supposed to put it on all of our posts, but until compliance tells me I need to put it on every single one of my posts, I am like, I'll ask for forgiveness at the time. Right? Like that's what I'm just gonna keep rolling with it because I feel like it just makes us look a little spammy if we all keep putting the same verbiage on the same post. It's why we don't copy and paste, right? Because the algorithm starts flagging that we're all using the same words. And then they're going to stop giving us exposure. And we've made that abundantly known to corporate. And they think they understand that. And I think that's kind of why we don't get flagged for it. For now, again, for now. So that's like another thing that we don't really like. That's why you don't copy posts like other people's words either, because Facebook knows that you did that. Facebook knows that it's not original. The more original you are, the better. Also, product info sheets. That is also not something that should be on your wall. I should not go to your personal page and see a product info sheet of Wildcat, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. Because if somebody scrolls your page and they just see this giant jar with like a lion on it that's like hot pink, they're going to maybe look at it, but they're going to scroll by it really quick because they have no idea what Wildcat is, means, does, because they didn't take the time to really look at the info sheet because the writing is small. They're not interested in reading that much at the time, whatever the case may be, right? And people will just completely scroll by that if they're even shown that, because Facebook and Instagram like faces, friends, they like faces. That's why most of my posts have my face in them, or most of my posts aren't just like a drink or like a handful of gummies. Most of them have me in the background at some point because Facebook likes to see my face. You get extra points and you get boosts in your algorithm every time you use an original picture and you use original text, right? And the same thing goes when you're replying to people. This also helps to boost your algorithm. So let's say that Christy sees my post go up. If her comment, like she can heart my post. The like button, don't even bother. Pretend that doesn't even exist. Go past that. Do a different reaction. Do a heart. Do a crying if it's a sad thing, like whatever. Don't do the angry one that like actually hurts your algorithm unless you're actually angry about it and you want that person to like not be seen in your feed. Then do that. But do the love for the most part. And then if you're going to comment on somebody's post, don't do those auto-generated Facebook ones that just say, oh, congratulations, like, way to go. Like, don't just do that because Facebook knows you did it. You have to type something out and you want it to be more than like 5-6 words, because then it actually, Facebook starts to think that you're really having a meaningful conversation. And they're going to start to bump that post more because they think that there's real engagement going on. And it's really great when you go and respond to people too. Do you want to respond right away? Yes and no. There are perks to doing both. If maybe your post didn't really take off, you want to respond to the first couple of people that like comment just to get it going. Awesome. You also just kind of want to let it ride sometimes. Let a post ride. And then like 4 or 5 hours later, go back and reply to a few of them. So it bumps that post again. And then maybe more people will come and like and comment on it, right? And then a few hours later, you can go back and you can comment on like some more. So it bumps it again in the feed. And these people will respond to you, right? Because you're responding to them with meaningful responses, maybe even asking them a question, because then it forces them to respond to you again, guys. There's a whole science to it. The more you can get people talking, the more it's going to boost your posts and your videos in the algorithm world, okay? So be original, be authentic when you're responding to people. Don't post product info sheets onto your wall. Try and not show any products when you're doing like pictures, because then you're giving it all away. You don't want people to see Ariel right up front. If you're holding the jar like up here and you're kind of in the picture and people can see, oh, she's got a jar, it says Beast Mode and it says Ariel on it, and they can go and Google that, it's going to take them to the corporate website and they're going to order from corporate and not you, because you gave it all away right up front. What you can do though is like take a picture or do a little reel. Like if you have Beast Mode and you're talking about energy, you could be like, I've never had, like I drink energy drinks all the time, but this gummy is just a different type of energy and it's amazing. And like you pop it in your mouth and you pop up on the screen. You want to know more, drop, you know, like Beast Mode below, you know, and then you can start responding to those people if you wanted to. That's like more for a reel, you know, but you're not giving it all away because you don't show the jar, you don't say the company, right? You actually start to have genuine conversations with these people. You start to like, they want to know more, they drop Beast Mode, cool. Then you go and you can friend them if they're if you want to. You can start like messaging them back and forth, you know, in Messenger, whatever floats your boat, right? But these are all the ways that like I've grown my algorithm over the years. These are all the ways that I've been a good friend, and I think I've grown my audience authentically. And I do think that being authentic and being real and being kind and taking the time is the way to grow your network organically and find your people. Find your people, you know? So if you don't know really you don't know who your people are yet. Let's say you're kind of new, maybe you're new to TikTok, maybe you're new to the, you know, social media world. Being new to TikTok can be scary. I get that, but it is a really great place to reach your people quickly because your following can grow overnight. Jenny Parker is a great example of that. Her following has grown 35,000 people in 10 days between TikTok and Facebook from one video. I mean, it's been a series of videos now, but it was one original video that like popped off for her. And it was amazing. It was a great video. Also got her a ton of sales as well. Because she was able to set herself up really, really well with that video. And she has been nonstop all week building these relationships. She's not just dropping links to people. She's just like, oh, you like the drops? Here's the link. She's actually like getting to know these people, and she's trying to see maybe the Delta 8 drops that the video was about weren't right for this person because they get drug tested. So she's having genuine conversations with every single person that wants to know about these drops before she's telling them like just to go shop. Because that way people are going to trust you. They might actually try more than one thing because you actually give a shit. You know, you're not just trying to like push a product on them. You want people, you care, right? You're here because you care. At some point, you care about yourself. You care about helping others. Most of you wouldn't be here if you didn't, right? Because I think we all know the power of our products. And I think that, you know, the more we can help people, the faster that you end up growing and the faster that your network grows. And that's really like what this is about, is like, how many people can we help? How many people can we help? And if we all do it together and we all start growing together and we all have one viral video that goes off and we all grow 35,000 people maybe in 1 week, think about that. Think about those numbers. Think about the potential of people that you can help. Like maybe just like break an addiction. Maybe you can help them lose some weight. Maybe you can help them be less stressed out with their kids. Maybe you can help them smile a little bit more, right? So I think that like, it's really, really, really important. I'm in the shower now listening, but yes, I love you. I just think it's really important to be authentic, be you. I don't know, Christy, is there anything that I missed? I know that like, you've been posting on social for a while now, and I know that there was some things maybe you wanted me to touch on. I just want to make sure maybe I hit them all.
So the one thing that I wanted you to talk about was the kids, how you can't really talk about, even though we all give our product. I mean, I give my kids lots of products and I think it's perfectly safe. We're not allowed to do that. That was the one thing that I wanted you to talk about.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. See? I'm glad I made you unmute there. Right. So that's another thing. Like, look, I give my kids our Lions Pride gummies. I give my kid tincture. My kids drink greens. They get unicorn drops. in their water bottles every single day. It's vitamins. It's okay, right? The worms, right? My kids like the Wildcat. I make a fruit dip with that, friends. I make a chocolate fruit dip. Okay. The kids love it. They don't know that it's not like brownie batter. They don't realize. I'm like, you guys want some brownie batter with your strawberries and your bananas? And they're like, yeah, mom, you're the best. And I'm like, I know, I'm so cool. No, it's protein shake. Gotcha. You know, right? So like that is kind of a great thing that you can talk about. You know, again, that should be a private thing. If you know somebody that's got a kid that's really struggling, you could be like, you know what? Let's chat a little bit. I think that this could be good for more than one person in your household. That's how I can talk about like, these are good for families. If you say families, it's vague. It's vague. Doesn't mean children. It does families. Anyone in your family can take it. We also have dog products. So, we could be talking about dog here for all I know, right? So I think that like, just, be careful when you do talk about the kids. That was a great one, Christy. And vape, there's also like all those words and stuff. CBD, that's another one. That was the other thing I wanted to talk about. If you're gonna like type out the word CBD, like I'd be weary of that. Don't put the letters together. Use like a bumblebee as the letter B. Use like the copyright like emoji C for the C, right? Don't just write it out because it's a flagged word. They could flag you for selling drugs, right? It's happened to me. Okay. Like I got flagged on 420 last year because I wrote 420. Because I wrote 420. Come on. I should know better than that. I wasn't. I wrote 420. I was too excited. I was overzealous and I didn't like think it through. And I got myself put in jail for the entire BOGO sale last year. Let me tell you, friends. Okay. And I still ranked up that month without Facebook. So it is possible. But like things like that, you don't want to type THC. That's a big no-no. Instagram, you can get away with a lot of shit. Okay. Right now, like you can smoke on Instagram. Like nobody gives a flying flip on Instagram right now. I don't know how long that'll last, but like I'm gonna ride that pony until I can't anymore, right? TikTok, you don't even say lettuce. Don't even talk about the fact that you like salad, okay? If you like salad, you're getting flagged. Like, at least I am. I'm like, they're like, oh, this lady talks about the greens way too much, okay? We got our eyes on her. She's having salad on Monday morning. I don't believe it. Flagged. Like, so, just be careful with the things that you say. Facebook is weird. Sometimes I can get away with some really weird stuff on Facebook and I'm like, I can't believe nothing got flagged here. But then other times they're like, oh, I remember I got put in Facebook jail for 30 days because a frog jumped into my house and I said that I was going to set my house ablaze and I was creating riots and I was exciting violence. All sorts of things. So you gotta be really careful sometimes with what you say. How do we describe Green Goddess? Green Goddess, I think, is kind of more of a safe one. I say things are more like getting your gut brain connection in check. I say that it helps just to balance any of like the bugs that maybe have been living in your digestional tract. Things like that. Amanda and I were live today talking about greens. I mean, honestly, if I'm being real with you, when I talk about greens, I talk about how I used to poop all the time and now I don't anymore. And people laugh because I'm being real. Like, but Amanda and I were talking about sparkly shits on our live today. No joke. We use the word sparkle shits like 3 times. Like, because we have glitter in our but it's just the truth. And you know what? People think it's funny. People think it's funny. People laugh about it. You're all laughing, right? If you're all laughing, somebody else is laughing at us. If you can't laugh at yourself, like who else is, right? And I think that like, if anything, just if you're nervous to post something and you think maybe you'll get flagged, send it to me. Send it in your team chat, whichever team chat you're in, send it in the Blitz chat. and be like, can somebody like just kind of read this over for me once? I'm afraid if maybe you're talking about the weight loss vapes for the first time. I got flagged for the weight loss vape. I usually get flagged for vapes, like a lot. Today I put one up about a vape and I'm doing good. I'm doing really good right now. So, we'll see. But it just depends on the day. It depends on the day, friends. So you just have to be kind of careful. If you're ever nervous and you're not really sure, let us know. Make sure that like your post also, you try to do some sort of a call to action, or you say something shocking enough that people want to react to it, because then it's going to get the comments going, right? Like even just block texts are okay. That's kind of something I try to do on Wednesday nights. I've also made a little schedule for myself that like works for me. And like tonight, I did this one, like right before we went live. It says, people can love you immensely with their feelings and still not know how to love you with their actions. Right? And I just put like my hashtag on there, and then I put hashtag those aren't your people. And, in an hour, it's got 15 likes, it's got comments on it. It'll get more as people wake up in the morning too, because I think a lot of people, as people get in bed too, they like start to comment on it. But it's just something that people start to, I feel that one, So you can do blog posts like that too. You can pick a day that you're going to do one of those. You could write that into a schedule for yourself. So you just want to always do like some sort of a call to action. It doesn't always have to be like, really like lengthy and written out. It can be short, sweet, to the point sometimes, but you also don't want it to be all business either. You do want to educate people. You want to entertain, and you want to, what's the other one, Amanda? Educate, entertain, and what's the 30? I can't remember. Engagement. Thank you, Jenny. Engaging. In the shower, she's still killing it. Love it. And engaging. So you want one that's, if it's going to engage, you want people to engage with you, right? So that's kind of where you want your post to be. Let me see. Is there anything else that anybody thinks maybe I missed that's been doing this with a hot minute? Anything else, Christy, you think that maybe I didn't touch on? Like just like the do's and don'ts, friends, you grow. I see some of my posts from like 3 years ago and I'm like, ooh, oh God. Oh, this is cringeworthy. I'm like, I can't believe I posted this. And like some of them I'll actually take down because I'm like, I don't even want anybody finding this. This was disgusting. Like, I can't believe I posted like this. Things I posted 10 years ago, like 12 years ago, it's just like, it used to be like, tell us how you're feeling. And I'd be like, I'm feeling. And I'm like, oh my God, it's so cringeworthy. I can't. It's so bad. But you learn over time how to like entertain your audience. Okay. Oh, I was going to talk about how to figure out who your audience is. That was the other thing I kind of got away from. So if you don't really know who your audience is yet, you don't really know what like lights you up, you don't really know like what you're going to talk about yet, think about those 5 pillars. Like really think about it. Like for me, I go to yoga every single day, like working on my mindset. And like, that's a really, really big thing for me. Mindset is really big for me. Yoga is like that hour that I take a day to pour into me. I'm a boy mom. I talk about that a lot because I think there's a lot of boy mom struggles. If anyone that's got boys, you all know they don't stop. And like, it's a really great way to connect with people. I believe in plants over pills. I talk about that a lot. And then, one of my other things that I kind of do is I try to make people laugh. I try to make people laugh. Obviously, you've all laughed a few times today. I try to be funny. I try to bring light. I try to bring lightness to things because it's a dark time. It's heavy times, friends. And people are depressed on their own. They don't want to watch like all your depressing videos either. I've gone through a lot of shit. But you know what? Sometimes people just want to fucking laugh. They just want to laugh. And if you can make somebody laugh because you're like, like that one video that went viral that had the girl, Megan, I can't remember her last name. Megan, she was in the Bridesmaid movie when she took the 9 puppies and she's like, how many did you take? She's like, I took 9, right? Amanda, like a bunch of us made videos with like Delta 8 gummies. And then, you like, it says like, when your husband says to you, like, how many of those did you take? And you're like, I took 9, right? And people just laugh about it, but then they're like, what are those gummies? I want to take those too. Should I take 9? Like, am I, right? And that's like a funny way to like get people to laugh and maybe be interested in what you're doing. If you're always just like, putting up the drink that you're making and only filming the drink, people are going to be like, what is this? They don't get it. You have to educate. You have to like kind of entertain people a little bit. You kind of got to find your people too. And you kind of got to find like some hashtags that work well for you. And I encourage you to find your own hashtag as well. Whatever it is. Like for me, my hashtag is the brunt of it. When I started the hashtag, it wasn't there on TikTok. I had to add it. And now I think I have like 85,000 like views on that hashtag, and it's all me. So like anytime anybody clicks that hashtag, they see only me. So if you have, and I put it on every single video I make. I put it on everything, friends. So make a hashtag that like works for you, you know, like if yours is going to be Lil Got Skill, like, you know, maybe that's a good one. I don't know if anybody's got that. See if somebody has that. If nobody's used it or there's only like 200 likes, then take it. It's yours. Anything under like, I would say anything under, I'd say anything under 10,000 likes is fair game. That's just me, but whatever. You know, if it has nothing though, you can kind of see the growth that you've made. Then that's kind of the cool part. Because like I started at nothing and now I've had this many people look at it in probably only 5-6 weeks I've been using it realistically. So I think that having your own hashtag is also something that you should think about. And trying to like, you know, brand yourself across all platforms the same, right? So if you're going to use like for me, like I'm trying to kind of more be like the brunt of it across like most platforms. Like I'm going to change my Instagram like handle to the brunt of it soon. So it's that on Instagram, it's that on TikTok. I'm going to, you know, put that as like my nickname, I think, on my Facebook. So everything is like people can be like, oh, okay, it's the same chick. Right? You need that consistency. You need that continuity so people can find you across all platforms. And obviously, and not obviously, but I think like your biggest advantage is getting people's emails, because their social media can get taken away in a heartbeat. I've lost TikTok. Like I've lost 3 accounts, friends. Okay. I can lose another following in a heartbeat. You know, you could lose your social media at any given time. And if you're only talking to people on social media and Facebook goes down, you're effed, right? I don't know if anybody remembers like 4 or 5 years ago when Facebook went down for like 2 days. I was selling like LuLaRoe at the time. I almost had a stroke trying to sell clothes. Okay. Like it was the worst 2 days of my life. It was completely down. Nobody could log in. It was awful. Right. And it completely stalled my business. And I realized though, that I put all of my eggs in Facebook's basket. And I really, really screwed myself at that point in time. And that's when I was like, I realized I was not doing email campaigns. I was not like collecting people's phone numbers to like be able to text them if I wanted to. So my suggestion to you is always get people's emails if you can. You get to plug them into the audition, and corporate will send them a couple of emails just to kind of get them in the door too. And I think that, you know, the other thing that's great about getting their emails is you plug them right into your app, and then you can always kind of have their info. That's like the good thing. Like I said, if they decide to get off social media, I've had so many friends that are just like, I'm off Facebook forever. I'm never going back. But I'm like, oh shit, I didn't have their number or their email. So bye. Like, you know, that's it. Like, you know, because people do it. And I realized like I really had no other way to contact them. So maybe like kind of think about that when you're talking to people and be like, I just am always like, hey, you know what? Like, why don't you give me your email? I'll send you. We have a lookbook in our app for friends. You can send that to anybody. It has every product. It talks about our products. It talks about all of our joining options. It talks about all of like everything Ariel it talks about. And it's one link that you can send them from your app, right? So if you get their email, you can just email that to them. I'm going to email you our lookbook, right? And then it gives you a chance to follow back up with them. Hey, did you get that email that I sent you? Just wanted to make sure that you did. And like with our app, if you send them a link like through your app, you can see like if they clicked it or not. It's going to tell you. Where's the lookbook? It is, let me find my app. So the My Ariel app, if you go to, where is it? It is under announcements. It's under announcements in the look. And it's right here, okay? So you'll click on that one. It's the lookbook. And then you can email it to people. So you can email it to them right from here. You could text it to them, or you can copy the link. And you could copy that link, and then you can just throw it into an email if you wanted to, so they can just click the link, whatever you need to do. If you hit email, it's going to pull up your contact list, and it's going to ask you who you want to email it to. Okay. So they have to be in your app for you to utilize that like email button. Most of the time I'll just copy the link and I'll like do my own email and I'll just send it to them over to them. Like it's simple. Okay. So I think that I kind of went through a lot of the do's and don'ts. Been 40 minutes trying to cap myself. So is there anything else that anybody thinks that I missed? Maybe. I think I touched on a lot of it. I think it was a good place to start. So, all right, friends, we will end this for tonight, and I will see you all a little bit later. And if you are on my direct team, we're gonna pop back on when this is done. Okay, we'll pop back on in a couple minutes. I'll send you guys a message when to pop back on. Thanks, friends. I'll talk to you later.